Yep, that's me hitting Prestige 100 Springtrap on the very first day of the DLC release. You're probably thinking, did I cheat or use a farming server of some kind? Because the cap is only 5 million. But that's far from the truth. To get the full story, we need to go back. Back to 2019. I have been playing DBD since 2016, but didn't start playing seriously until around the Legion came out. At that point, I was absolutely hooked. Pun intended. I would play it every day with my friends, trying to grind for my first prestiges to get those sweet, sweet bloody prestige cosmetics, of which Dwight was my first, followed by Leatherface, Bill, Freddy Faz, Freddy Krueger, but what I wanted most of all was for Springtrap to be added to Dead by Daylight. The franchise had a huge impact on me as a young adult, watching Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, watching theories from Game Theory. Oh, and of course the king himself, Markiplier.
Was that the bite of 87?
It was a titan of modern horror, and it kept getting better and better with every installment. I can't tell you how many times I watched footage from Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Oh man. So surely, it would happen eventually, right? I would have a long while to wait for this though.
Prepare to kill, survive, or die in Dead by Daylight. Imagine this. You're alone, struck by fear, struggling to survive. And then you meet another survivor. But it's too late. The killer is upon you. Now run. Hide. Scavenge for items. Open the gates and escape with your life. Or take on the role of the killer to make the so-called survivors your next victims. Terrifying? Oh yes. Satisfying? Just you wait. With loads of maps, characters, and cosmetics to earn, you'll experience a deep progression system while you're on the hunt or being hunted. Discover the true meaning of horror when Dead by Daylight creeps up on Nintendo Switch this fall.
February 13th, 2019. Dead by Daylight announced it was coming to the Nintendo Switch through the Nintendo Direct. This would be the penultimate catalyst for this journey. But how? Well, it was all thanks to one cosmetic. That's right, the Nintendo Switch Trapper cosmetic. I thought having an exclusive cosmetic would be awesome in DBD. I mean, hey, I already played DBD mainly on my computer. It would be awesome to also play it on my Nintendo Switch too. Jump ahead to Christmas 2019, and sitting under the Christmas tree was a fresh copy of DBD on the Switch, waiting for me to boot it up. But it would still be some time before the true grind really began. May 26, 2020. The 4th anniversary livestream for Dead by Daylight started with the first mention of crossplay, and most importantly, cross progression.
What about cross progression?
Yeah, you're right. We know that the crossplay topics comes along with the cross progression topics. That's topics that we have already in our head. We are currently in discussion with the partners, so we can't give much details because it depends a lot on these talks, but that's a feature that we would like to have.
Thank you very much. Next.
Following the live stream on July 17th, 2020, Dead by Daylight posted an update to these features on the official website stating,
"We are thrilled to announce that we are preparing the first steps towards cross-progression, and that it will be available for Steam, Google Stadia, and Nintendo Switch in September. Players will be able to share their progression, purchases, and inventory on those 3 platforms."
This had the gears turning in my head. But it wouldn't be until one more update that everything clicked in my mind. Jump ahead 2 more weeks. Patch 4.1.0 releases introducing the store promo code system. Then all the parts in my mind finally aligned. I could still be spending points on my main Dead by Daylight account while hoarding points on my Nintendo Switch copy of Dead by Daylight. I could just simply wait to merge my account and save blood points to unlock every perk on Springtrap if the DLC ever were to happen. After all, login rewards and codes did go past the blood point cap, starting with the first code redeemed on my Switch. Entity Please for a free 150,000 blood points. And my journey had truly started. September 2020 rolled around and cross progression was added, but without the Nintendo Switch edition, like originally promised. Being able to link Steam and Google Stadia. Alright, no problem. Won't be that long of a wait, right? What I didn't know at the time was that it would be a very, very long wait. As time went by, I would redeem codes on my Switch account and log on for a login rewards as well, all while still leveling up on my main Dead by Daylight account on Steam. By this point, I was a full-blown DBD addict. I also started streaming around this time, where I met lots of very friendly people. Time kept going by up until February 23rd, 2021. The first bit of hope I would receive, DBD tweeting, "Rate my gaming setup, 5 monitors, sitting in an office." I thought it was a hint for FNAF. I specifically remember people looking at the monitor and saying, "Springtrap!" Realistically, I was on some next level copium, because the killer released ended up actually being the trickster. Early August 2021, Dead by Daylight started tweeting very cryptic tweets across their platform, each with random letters hidden in them. 2 sets of eyes on the Father Campbell's chapel sign that looked awfully like bunny ears, updating their Twitter profile picture to have an R in the bottom right corner, the letter S hovering in a fire barrel, and what most of the community thought was a Springtrap silhouette in the far background? Just randomly tweeting the letter A. I don't know what that was about. Surely, it was trying to spell Springtrap, right? The cherry on top, they released a teaser with the date 1987 in the top right. Well, we were in luck because it was Pinhead. It was Pinhead. The words were trying to spell out Hellraiser, and 1987 was when the first Hellraiser film was released. Copium was at an all-time high in my mind, but this cemented the idea that FNAF could happen. The community was starving for it, which made me want to commit to the grind even harder. September 7th, 2021, Dead by Daylight introduces rank reset rewards. I wouldn't originally start grinding for rank reset rewards yet, because the Switch was so poorly optimized, but this is important to us later on. December 9th, 2021, Dead by Daylight releases on the Epic Games Store. Still being filled with copium in my heart, that cross progression would come eventually. Dead by Daylight is released on the Epic Games Store for free for a limited time. Well, what's better than stacking blood points on one account? Stacking on 2 accounts, of course. At this point, I was now hoarding points away like no one's business, breaching over 10 million on Switch alone around this time. But I was just only getting started. Now being able to grind rank reset rewards on the Epic Games account also greatly helped, albeit I was always playing with one perk on both sides. Big shout out to Jake with Iron Will level 1 for 3 years straight, as I was still piling points away on 2 alts through codes and login rewards. We can now jump quite some time, points were amassing, and now we can begin covering where a huge bulk of the points came from. By the end of Tome 13, I had officially gotten every single Survivor and Killer, Prestige 9, all perked on every single character on my main Steam account. There was truly nothing left for me to grind except Prestige 100s since the Prestige system rework. Well, I already committed to the copium grind since 2020, might as well keep holding and wait for the cross progression in Springtrap if it ever were to happen. So for the next 8 tomes, I only claimed the bare minimum to advance to the next page and did not claim any of the challenges. That's a decent chunk there alone. Well, it's time to speedrun where all these points came from and how much each. Montage time. In the top right will be the grand total of blood points as a visual representation for you guys. Daily challenges. 180,000 blood points. Ohm Wraith bug code, 200,000 blood points. For context, Ohm re-released his Ohm Wraith cosmetic in DVD for a limited time. Buying their merch, you could get the Ohm Wraith cosmetic for Wraith. The code was bugged on the re-release, and Behavior gave everyone who ordered the shirt a code for 200,000 blood points. Frank Stone, 2 million blood points. Dead by Daylight D&D dice code, 2 million blood points. All 8 tomes, Tome 14, Betrayal, 1,715,000 blood points. Tome 15, Ascension, 1,620,000 blood points. Tome 16, Existence, 1,682,000 blood points. Tome 17, Commitment, 1,505,000 blood points. Tome 18, Revision, 1,260,000 blood points. Tome 19, 1,065,000 blood points. Tome 20, Mythic, 1,470,000 blood points. Tome 21, Dominus, 1,580,000 blood points. Day before update, 30,168,622. Epic Games, 61,304,414. Switch, 50,362,256. All for a grand total of 158,112,292 blood points. Then, 2024 happened. Cross progression was finally coming. July 22nd, 2024. It was finally released, but no signs of Five Nights at Freddy's. Yet. I knew there was hope in my heart. That FNAF became more and more plausible to me as time went on. This dumb plan I had to merge all my accounts to one to get all the blood points could finally happen. Hell, I even had a backup plan if I didn't have enough, and stockpiled over 1,000 anniversary cakes on Yui, who I was prestiging on my main account at the time. But I guess I never needed to use them because I had more than enough points by the end of this anyways. It wouldn't be much longer. I would have to wait for the final bit of news. I was already following the 10th anniversary of Five Nights at Freddy's announcements because I love the franchise, and on August 5th, it was stated to be a collab. Couldn't be DBD, I thought to myself. We already knew the DLC release schedule anyways, and Dracula is slated to release soon. Besides, the earliest killer they ever teased was Sadako, and that was only a few months before her release. I listened to the Scott Cawthon interview with Dako on August 4th, and when the question of collabs came up, I completely dismissed Dead by Daylight, and I didn't think it could happen. Then, I went to sleep. It happened. I woke up to 10, no, hundreds of Discord messages. It was happening. Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight 2025 announced 8 months early. I screamed so loud. I was so happy. All my friends and viewers, everyone who knew I was saving BP, were telling me it was time. My dream chapter. The journey I went on of saving blood points, grinding for it. It's all led up to this. And I couldn't have done it without my wonderful community. Thank you for pushing me forwards on this journey through the highs and the lows, and I hope I can be the Springtrap main to you guys. I have plenty of other things I want to accomplish in Dead by Daylight, and this is only the start. This video is also meant to be a call out to not giving up on your dreams. I waited 6 years for this DLC, and I've been through DVD's ups and downs. Don't give up hope. You never know. Your dream chapter could just be right around the corner. I want to give a special thanks to the following people for sticking with me through this long journey.
screen this time because TikTok yelled at me.